Hello there, how's it going? So my friend Cantina Rebels on Instagram challenged me to do a hashtag home built hilt and a bunch of other awesome makers who are all tagged down below, in which I have to scratch build a lightsaber, so basically build something from scratch and just from random sourced materials that you find. There was a budget, it is £40 or $40, but you can't go over that and you have to do it within 48 hours and you have to film the whole process. So this is how I did it. Let's do this! Alright, so early on I decided I wanted something real and metal, so I started looking for like aluminium poles and stuff, but they were too expensive, and then I came across, curtain poles. I was a little bit concerned that they were kind of too thin, but whatever, I'm thin. And then I was like, hold on, let's just have a look at these, because these ends have caught my eye. And then, oh my god, I came across this black nickel stuff, which I was like, I'm liking this. Like the color, the feel, it's standing out to me like a shiny object, and I'm like a magpie, and I like this end, and kind of reminds me of a certain someone, you know? Beskar Steel? Not that guy, yeah, this guy. Alright, I saw this like kind of light end, and I was like, that looks cool as a lightsaber top, and the bulb's wicked. Shall I use that on the inside and cut it out maybe? Then I thought, no, I've got to walk around with a power pack, screw that. Let's just go back to basics. So what kind of top do I want? Is it this guy? The pole was like 10 quid, these were like £4 each, so that's well within budget, that's like 18 quid. I wanted to spend 20 quid, not 40, half the price, and ooh, I really like this. Mix and match? Yes, please. Then I came across this burlap stuff, and I was like, would that look cool as a handle? You know, kind of like traditional Mandalorian lightsaber, and I saw this light end for the top, but that was like 20 odd quid, so can't. Maybe this tap thing, that's like £21, no way. Maybe a bit of plastic. I did find a cheaper light fitting, but I sort of went back and just got this guy just in case, because it's 4 quid. Then I was like, right, we need some objects to stick on the side of it. Found these cool electrical components, didn't like it. Ooh, metal, having that, boom. Problem solved, love it. The price came with over my budget, 29 quid, so I took off the light fitting, got it back down to 21.49 I think. Right, so this is what we got. We got this curtain pole end and this curtain pole end. Let's unscrew this guy and see if we can actually keep the stopper in. Yeah, we can do that. We just need a washer and a nut. So there we go, washer, nut. We'll figure out the length of the screw of the bolt later. Does it still work? Works perfectly. Cool. Right, so I marked with the other end the sort of length of it and wanted it a little bit longer. Let's protect it in the vise with a bit of cloth. Stick that in there, not too tight. Get the junior hacksaw out, saw him off. Boom, done. Right, let's stick this ends on. Is this actually going to work, or am I insane and it just looks like a curtain pole? No, I think it looks pretty cool, man. I'm liking it, I'm liking it. Right, so we need to get this guy on somehow. It does have 2 screw mounts, which means I've got all these weird little knick-knacky bits. I've got that guy, could maybe use him as like some sort of port, but basically we need to screw into this pole, and I don't know how strong it is, but I'm just making this up as I go along. So I marked where my handle was gonna be, so then I could mark where the other little components were gonna be, mark them with a bit of tape, and then scratch in where the screws are gonna be. Cool, cool. Right, let's stick them in the vise and see if it works. I've got a drill bit to match the screw mounts. Let's just tap in here to help me not slip on a very slippy, slidey, spherical, curved object with the drill. Let's drill these guys in. Do they fit? Perfect. So, let's mount that. How the hell am I going to get some nuts and bolts on the back of there and washers and stuff? But let's use the snub nose pliers. I can't believe I just did that first time. What the hell? Right, let's get the nut on. This was a bit trickier because my snub nose pliers weren't long enough, so let's get the long snub nose pliers. Boom. Did this first time as well. What the hell is going on? This never happens. Right, hold that in place, screw that on, boom, perfect. I'm a rock star. Right, let's put the ends on. It's starting to look and feel a bit more like a lightsaber. Right, let's get this port thing in. This means we have to drill a hole in the opposite side. Tap, tap, tap. Luckily I had a big whacking drill bit for it, so it's lucky it wasn't bigger than that. Does that fit? Perfect. Excellent. Right, we're cooking on gas. It's got legs. How do I fix this? I thought using a bolt on the inside and maybe a nut, on the inside and like gluing it in place. But the problem was I couldn't get through because of those screws that we just put in. So let's take them out. Right, here's another problem. I put it in, and because of the curvature of the lightsaber, that's not going to work. It's not going to sit flush. So, solution, milliput. This is a 2-part putty, which is like plasticine. You rub it together, it dries rock hard. So let's do that. Just sanding both sides to give a good key so that the milliput sticks. Rub it all together, blah, 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 blah. Boom, boom, boom. Let's stick it in there, line it up, get our port in, and then just sort of press it down with fingers and implements. Right, I want some sort of switch. Luckily, my dad was a massive hoarder, so my workshop is his like old garage, so we've got loads of weird stuff. Oh my god, look at this switch. I want it, I want it, I want it. It has to be that. It's the only place for it there. It's like, it has to be near your thumb, so it needs to go there, but oh my god, I've got so much going on here. Is that gonna work? It looks so cool, but it's not gonna work, so oh my god. Right, I want this. I want a light as a button, and oh my god, it already comes with a sort of transistor thing and some wiring, and that wiring is the exact sort of length to go to the bottom, and I could hook it up to a battery and have a real light. Right, let's get going. Tap, tap, tap. Drill, drill, drill. Problem is, where I've just done that, there is a big whacking screw through from the first component. I'm an idiot, I didn't think. So we can't do wiring. Let's just take it off and use the end. All right, does that fit? Fits perfectly, looks amazing already. So we pop the bulb thing in the end of this thing. We put some more milliput to keep it in place. We peel out its little prongy leg things, sort of push them in. Then using a prodder thing to pull out its feet, and then it just stays in place. Amazing, done. Right, I want something for the top, so I've got this weird little thing, which kind of looks cool, but it's a bit tall, and I'm not sure how I'm gonna fit it in. And then I was like, oh, I found this brass thing. I've no idea what it is, but as soon as I put it on, it was the exact thread size mount for the screw, which means it's meant to be on this. Right, oh my god, and it looks amazing. Right, so I need something else for the top of it, because oh, what do we have here? No idea what it is. It fits perfectly. It's meant to be. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Right, so let's just hot glue that into place. And so I have these Chinese hooked death swords. Don't ask me why, but I really like the weird leather straps. They're just dead comfy. They look cool, simple, traditional, how I imagine. And I've got this awesome orange tan leather, which matches the orange. I just love orange and silver. Silver and orange just go so well together because it's like retro, and I also like tan leather. That's my chair. So let's cut this guy up. Nice, nice, nice. Let's get rid of the lining. Don't need that. Rip it off. Right. Measure up. Cut it into strips. Obviously, I don't have one continuous strip, so I'm going to have to use 2 or 3. Let's just see what it looks like. Oh my god, I'm getting excited now. Right, let's sand the metal area where we're going to glue our leather strips. Hot glue the heck out of that. Put it on, pull it taut, and then wrap it around in a sort of spiral nature. Wicked. I just didn't like the top. It looks unclean, so I put these little thinner brown leather straps on, put them on. Wicked. I think that looks awesome. Right, a little bit of airbrushing for the leather, a bit of weathering, just a bit of black in the crevices. I wanted to make this guy look less like a curtain pole end, so I decided to put splits in it. So junior hacksaw, it was kind of doing my head in, so mate, multi-tool, cuts through it like butter. This was from the tool shop, by the way. Highly recommend those guys. So let's cut these strips on both sides. I'm just going to sort of snap that off, and then I'm going to use the angle grinder to sort of smooth the edges, but also get that curvy bit right at the bottom. It was a bit tricky, and if you're using power tools, please just safety first, be careful. I accidentally snapped the collar, which is annoying, but it doesn't look too bad. It kind of looks meant to be in a way. So I'm sanding these edges because they are just freshly cut aluminium, I guess, and sharp. So I'm sanding those guys off. And I wanted to make the screws look less like screws, so I just put them in some masking tape, painted them black. That's what they look like. Let's screw those guys back in. Voila. I had this old circuit board lying around and this caught my eye. I think I wanted something for the top bit, which it sort of fits perfectly in there. So I glued it into place, and then when I screwed the brass thing in, it sort of pushed it against the wall, keeping it perfectly in position. So I'm like, meant to be, mate, meant to be, looks wicked. Alright, then I wanted to use this component. I was like, it's too good to not use. It sort of fits on the bottom bit thing, and then I found this sort of weird bearing thing which fits perfectly on top, and then I found this weird cage thing which fits even more perfectly on top of that, and I was like, oh my god, I found this weird jewel thing in the garden. I was like, I've got a bloody kyber crystal, mate. Oh, yeah, I am good. Are you kidding me? I know it's not a square kyber crystal, but it slots perfectly. It's too good not to do. Let's glue this little bugger in place. Get the cage on, sand the edges where I'm going to join them. I actually used super glue for this because I found hot glue metal to metal didn't work very well, so let's use super glue. Bish bash bosh, stick that guy down, leave him overnight, and look at this. This is satisfying. Hey, add a little bit of rust, bit of weathering, there you go, done. Enjoy. That's it, that's my build. I hope you enjoyed the process, how it came together, and I can't wait to see everyone else's builds. So a whole group of us were challenged to this, and obviously none of us have seen each other's builds. All the videos are launching today. Hopefully this video will be part of a playlist of everyone else's videos. If not, I'll also tag a link to every person's video in the description below, so please do check them out because you have to now vote. So if you're watching this, please do vote. Each maker is allocated a number. I am number 3, which I'm quite happy about. It's a sacred number. And to vote, you have to comment down below which one on anyone's videos, I suppose, which number you think is the best and should win. I don't know what the prize is. Honestly, I don't need a prize. This is my prize. I'm so flipping happy with it. Out of all my builds, helmets, armor, weapons, everything I've built, this is one of my most enjoyable builds I've ever done, ever. Seriously, that is the God's honest truth. I absolutely loved it. It put me into that kind of kid mode where you walk around and just looking at the world a little differently, and you start seeing things like, oh, I could use that for that, and that's that, and that is that. And you start inventing and creating this thing in your mind and just building it, failing at things. You know, some things go wrong, some things go right. It's all part of the process and the challenge and the creativity and the focus. And basically I just focused really intently on making myself the coolest lightsaber ever, and I'm just super happy with it. So I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it, and please, if you've never given something like this a go, give it a go, man. Just go down to B&Q or Lowe's or just a DIY shop or a charity shop, find some bits, some knickknacks, put them together and just watch yourself get into that creative mode, because it's so like satisfying. I'm really grateful to be a part of this challenge, and thank you again to Cantina Rebels. Thank you to everyone else who's taken a part of it. Can't wait to see your sabers, and I will catch you on the flip side. All right, I've been Ash from Jedha Workshop. Namaste. This is the way. Peace. This is the best part of it. The weight The feel of it, the metal. Please don't forget to like, comment, vote, share, subscribe. I'm gonna take this to the pub with me.
Doesn't sound so bad to me.